Life of a door knocker can be tough. Having doors slammed in your face on a daily basis, people not exactly hearing what you have to say.
What?
Not the most friendly customer.
Not interested. Now get the off my property, and by the way, go get a real job.
The good news is, it doesn't have to be that way. Welcome to the Door-to-Door Mastery Podcast, where it's all about increasing your confidence, building rapport with your customers, and closing more sales. Here is your host, Paul Shakuri.
What is happening, my Door-to-Door Mastery fans? Yet another freaking episode of Door-to-Door Mastery. Are you as excited as I am to close more sales? Selling door-to-door? Guess what? This is how excited you need to get every single day before you go out there. How do I close sales? How do I close 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Yes, almost 10. I had 10, but one canceled and I got 9 in one day. It's about this excitement. This excitement in the back of your mind, this excitement in your body. It's lighting that fire underneath your and just igniting yourself. You know, how do I have this, Paul? How do you have all this energy? Well, because I'm self-taught. I teach myself mentally to condition myself before I actually get out there and go out and knock. You know, if I focus on what the majority of people focus on, like, I wonder if I'm going to get a sale out there. It's hot outside. It's too cold outside. Or, you know, I don't know if I'm going to get a deal today. I'm probably wasting my time. I don't know if I can. Well, how do you think you're going to freaking feel, people? How do you think you're going to feel? People ask me all the time, I get this, Paul, how do I close more sales? Well, here I have the answer for you on how to close more sales, but you're not willing to go out of your way to actually implement my teachings. Now, I'm not saying you in particular who's listening to this, but understand I'm really trying to shake you up because, you know, door-to-door sales and sales in general, as I always teach, is really the transfer of energy and emotion. How excited am I to do this podcast? How awesome are you feeling right now knowing that you have someone who has mastered door-to-door sales and has taught many people and is as excited as you are to learn to teach it to you? You know, because now finally, from the thought of quitting and, you know, you didn't know if this was really going to work out for you, you possibly have an answer. I know I have the answer, but I can only teach it. I can only help you learn it. But what you do with the information is all up to you to implement it. So what are we going to go through in this episode? I'm going to talk about handling those things that we call objections. A lot of people hate objections. I hate it when customers tell me they're not interested, or Paul, they keep telling me they don't want it, or Paul, they tell me I can't afford this dang thing. Well, guess what? Can they really not afford what you have to offer? Depending on what you're selling, but 99.9% of the times, let's do 99.9. And if you remember math, you put that little line above the 9 at the end, the last 9. That means to infinity. 99.9% of the time, they're telling that to you because they want you gone. They're not listening to what you have to say. So stop making yourself believe that people can't afford it, that people don't want it, that people have heard the pitch, or all these negative thoughts that are going through your mind, because that's leeching and sucking the energy right out of you. How do I have this energy and focus? It's simple. I know in the back of my mind, I am going to find someone who's going to want to communicate with me. That's my first step. I know I'm going to find someone who's going to want to communicate with me, and we're going to have an educated conversation, but more importantly, we're going to talk back and forth about who I am, what I represent, the company I represent, and my product and service and how it can benefit them. And at that point, they can decide whether they want to take on what I have to offer or not, but I'm going to do a freaking bad A job. Not going to swear in the air because this is a family podcast, but I'm going to do a freaking amazing job in really showing them what my product and or service can do for them, how it can benefit them. Because ultimately, as a door-to-door salesperson, that is your goal. What can your product and or service do for your potential customer? And that's what you need to focus on. So when you get these objections, I need you to first of all understand, what's the reasoning? I'm going to go through what's the reasoning for getting rejected. Why? Why are they rejecting you, but they're not rejecting Mr. Top Salesperson in your office? Mr. or Mrs. Top Salesperson in your office. Because yes, I've had female salespeople who have over and over again just whipped butts, which congratulations, who have actually whipped butts of the men. It's absolutely possible. Don't let yourself come up with any excuses as of sex or whatever, because don't discriminate against that. I surely don't. Nobody should. Any person, any human being, okay, can actually go out there and be the top person in any single sales office. I don't care if someone's been the top and they've never been caught before. There's never ever somebody who's matched them, surpassed them. I guarantee you the reason why is they figured out what works, but most importantly, they take control of their mind. They put money aside. They do what simply the top people do, and that's what I'm teaching you and educating you on what and how to do it, okay? The next thing is, obviously, I briefly said it, I don't have the money for it. I'm going to get into the details of that because, certain people, very small, remember 99.9 to the infinity, don't have the money for what you have to offer. But that little tiny percentage really don't. And who are they? Or are they your potential customers? I'm going to get into the objections of this. Oh, I need to talk to my spouse, the one-legger that these, salespeople who have been doing sales I've been doing sales, Paul, for 20 to 30 years. And, hire me and I promise you I'll go out there and I will be your top salesperson, because they give me all this sales lingual, like, the one-leggers and it disgusts me, okay? Because door-to-door sales is simple. Trust me when I say this. I hope I'm really speaking with passion, okay? Because I want to shake you up. That's what door-to-door sales is about. It's very simple. We complicate it. Humans by nature who have an objective, have a goal in their mind to be financially wealthy, to do really well at a sales job, it hurts their ego when they don't get sales, so they start overcomplicating it. It's a simple process. You do your opener, you build your value, your features and benefits, and then you ask for the sale, and you got to do it in certain ways, but it's simple. It's not difficult, but know and understand the process and how to do it. It really is. And then it's repetitive. It's keeping yourself motivated and excited to go out there and do it on a day-to-day basis. Every freaking door, boom, boom, boom. Every door you kindly knock on, okay, making sure you got all your licenses and all that stuff. Every door you knock on, you get better. You get more focused. People say I need to burn through a couple doors before I actually get in the mode. Well, I'm telling you right now, you're in the wrong mental mindset, because since you woke up and got out of bed, you should have started hyping yourself up before you even got to your manager's meeting, before you got to your correlation meeting, before you got in your car, before you get out of your door to actually knock on doors. You should be ready before you knock on that first door, because when you get those objections like, no, man, thank you very much, I'm not interested, you're not even beat down even more. How excited are you to get out there and close a sale today? I'm freaking super excited that I have thousands of people listening to this podcast, and I simply know that this one audio that you're listening to is going to help you close, just going to spread out there, and there's going to be a ton of sales that were created. Now, I don't just mean a ton of sales, I mean you're going out there and you're ripping people off. No, you're getting a ton of sales because people get normally a better price if you're working for a company, which you should, who's selling door to door. You're normally getting a better price than you can actually go through corporate. And that's true because there's less overhead to generate that sale. All you're actually doing is you're spending your time and your resources. You get paid, you move ahead in life. The company gets paid obviously longer term normally, and it's a win-win situation for the customer. So why is it that so many people have this bad rep about door-to-door sales? It's because of that rejection. It's because people get rejected, all not interested, don't want it. But why? Folks, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to me and you're in the gym, you're on turf, you're driving your car. Why are you getting rejected over and over and over again? It's simple, but I need you to listen up and understand this and play this episode over 1,000,000 times and share it with the world of door knockers or people who want to. If you own a business, you're going to get rejected when you're knocking on doors a ton at first because of the way you're presenting yourself, number one. But two, people by nature don't want to talk to salespeople, especially door-to-door salespeople off the bat, right? Right away off the bat. It's kind of like for the majority of girls, any guy that comes up to her and says, hey baby, how you doing? Or hey, what's up girl? Their first thing is, ew, creep, all weird. Yeah, I don't want it. Goodbye. I don't want to deal with you. Right? That's the number one thing that instantly triggers in the back of their mind. Well, it's the same thing with knocking on doors. It is the number one thing that just automatically triggers in the back of those homeowners' minds. So by nature, they've been programmed at a young age to say, not interested, don't want it, thank you. Yeah, we're not interested in what you have to say. I have to tell all the excuses, okay? Normally, objections can be broken down into excuses and then real objections, okay? And I'm going to get into the details. But trust me when I say this, there has not been, well, I should say probably one or two, because again, all the thousands of doors I pounded on, but there's literally not been one or two sales that I've ever gotten that I did not get objections. Does that make sense? I never, ever did not get objections before I closed the sale. Understand what that means. Your objections are simply good things, okay? When you get rejected and people say not interested, don't want it, or they give you an excuse, these are good signs that people are actually going to buy from you. And I'm going to break this down because people, they just by nature at first don't want to obviously, do business with somebody right away, especially a door knocker. But, they're going to tell you why if you dig deep and find out why they don't want to do business with you. Yeah, we're just not interested in whatever you're selling. Oh, I wouldn't be interested in whatever somebody was selling off the bat anyways. This is your first objection, right? In your opener pitch, you knock on the door. Hey, I'm Paul with so-and-so, and this is what we're doing. And we're out here, not interested. Oh, perfect. Not a big deal. I'm actually headed up the street here. I have an appointment. Sorry, what exactly weren't you interested in? Whatever you're selling. Okay, let's break this down. Whatever you're selling. Of course they're not interested. They don't know what you're selling. They don't know what your product and service and or can do for them, benefit them. They don't know how it can benefit them. They don't know what the offer is. Oh, okay. Sorry, Mr. So-and-so. What exactly is it that I'm offering? They start looking at your shirt, security, solar. Oh, solar. Yeah, I don't want it. Perfect. Let me just write this down really quick because what I want to do is basically gather some more information so I understand, the neighborhood more. What part about solar and what I had to offer didn't you like? I don't know, whatever you're dealing with. Oh, okay. So you probably thought I'm selling you a solar system for about $30,000, $40,000, right? Well, yeah, of course you're selling something, right? See, this is where a lot of your neighbors have actually gotten confused. Let me just give me, please, 2 seconds. I'll be like, I talk to them like I'm talking to a friend. What's your name, by the way? My name is Tom. Hey, Tom, Paul. Sorry, I literally would give me just 2 minutes, okay? Give me not even 2 minutes. Give me a second. I just want to explain to you the details and the differences of what we're doing. All right, go ahead. So the first thing is, and then I kind of go into it. Do you see what I did there? You need to buy yourself time. Okay. And getting that objection off the bat, people want to get back to what they were doing. So in my actual opener pitch of what I basically teach in video one, for those of you who have gotten it or haven't, let's do this. Okay. Let me hit the promo so you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you can go to listen to this video. I actually give you guys 4 free videos. And the first video I sent to you guys is my actual opener pitch. And this deals with what's going on inside the house before you actually knock on it. I'm going to hit the promo. Here you go.
DoorToDoorMastery.com, your source of motivation, information, and inspiration to closing more sales. Selling door to door. That's DoorToDoorMastery.com.
It's DoorToDoorMastery.com. You can go there and you can actually, at the top of the website or on the side, depending where I have it, I'm always testing where's the best place to put it. But there's an opt-in form where you put your name and your email address, and I send you 4 free videos. And I was actually presenting in front of a large group of salespeople. They really wanted me to educate them and teach them on the actual opener pitch. So I go through the details of what's happening before you actually knock on the door, what can possibly be happening, and why it's important to understand that. This is the number one, the first step, okay, in your actual pitch. So when you actually understand that and what's going to happen is you're going to understand why they're telling you not interested off the bat or the possible reasons as to that, okay? And when you start handling those objections in the right possible way, you're going to start moving forward and you're going to start getting people to be remotely interested in what you have to say or offer. So, it takes a little bit of wiggle room, but the best thing is it takes normally about, I'd say 20 to 30 seconds, your opener, to actually start getting people interested once you get good. But when you start, you're kind of like rambling on, and that's the reason why people are telling you not interested, because homeowners can read the frisk out of you. They can read you. They're scanning you. They're looking at your body movement. They're looking at your eyes. They're looking at how you're presenting, your voice, your tone. They see you timid and scared. They're going to walk all over you. Okay. They really are going to walk all over you and they're going to tell you, no, not interested. Goodbye, just to get rid of you. But promise me this, you're going to stick in with it. Okay. There's a lot of money to be made in door-to-door sales. And trust me, I wanted to quit. I was one of those people. It was really getting too much to me, like mentally, that I was just getting drained. And, I'm talking so much and I'm not getting any sales and nobody's listening to me off the bat. But when I freaking went with the top salespeople and shadowed them and seen what they were doing, it was less and they were making more. So understand this. I'm teaching you and educating this. And it takes time. And I always get, and we're going to go into an email, but I always get emails of people saying, hey, Paul, how do I close more sales? If I can say, say this one line, absolutely. Here, pay me $3,000 and I'll give you the magic line. I'll give you the magic line, which helps you close more sales. It doesn't, understand that doesn't exist. Okay. And if that scares you, get the frick off this podcast, stop knocking on doors, go find a 9-to-5 job and just work that. If you're looking for the secret recipe answer, one word answer, it doesn't exist. It's a step-by-step process you need to learn. It's A to B, B to C, baby steps process. And once you start learning that and getting comfortable with it, did you hear that? Learning it, then getting comfortable with it and then comfortable implementing it. Ba-bam, baby. That's where you're going to be closing more sales, selling door to door. So I don't have the money, they tell you. People are going to tell you they don't have the money as an excuse. If I tell this salesperson I don't have the money, there's nothing he can do to actually close the sale. There's nothing he can do to sell me because I don't have the money for it, is what they say in the back of their mind. But your key is when you actually hear the objection of I don't have the money for it, is to find out if they really don't or they really do. So if you're trying to sell me, let's just say, and you're saying, hey, your name is Paul, right? Yeah, Paul, just a quick question, do you see the benefits of having my product and or service? We just can't afford it. Oh, okay. Well, you didn't quite explain to me, or even if you explained, trust me, try this out today, try this out. You're going to see. And when I teach salespeople this, instantly they see results and they're like, oh my God, this is mind blowing how it works. The next time you hear, and I don't care if you explain to them how much it's going to cost them or whatnot, 5 times over. I've even done 10 times over. And if they're like, you know what, we just can't afford this. What I want you to ask is this phrase. You got it? Get a pen and paper, push pause, listen to what I'm about to say. And I need you to write this phrase down and learn it so that you can say it. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a problem. A lot of people normally can't afford, something of what I have to offer, whatever you want to say, but this is the main phrase. Sorry. If you decided, and I understand you said you're not interested, but if you did decide to get what I have to offer, what would be your true out-of-pocket cost? Okay. I'm going to say it again. If you did decide to get what I have to offer, what would be your true out-of-pocket cost for, getting what I have to offer? So, let's just say it's a security system. How much out-of-pocket cost would it cost you? This is what they're going to say 9.9 times out of 10. I don't know. $300, $400, $1,000, too much. They will never, very few, 1 in 10, let's just say 9 out of 10 and 1 in 10 will. 1 in 10 will say, the monthly, like you said, very few. Or, the $99 activation fee plus the monthly. They're not listening, folks. This is why you're getting these objections. So the problem isn't what you're saying. It's getting them to listen to what you have to say. So how do you do it? How do you overcome this? You engage with them, which I'm going to get into in different podcasts, how to engage. You socially engage with them so they're interacting with you. Now, instead of just in the back of their mind, them thinking, I just want to get rid of the salespeople. I just want to get rid of the salesperson. I just want to get rid of the salesperson. I'm not listening. And meanwhile, you're explaining and talking and talking and talking your ear off. You're wasting your time. Well, this is how you actually get sales. Okay. Don't worry. In my members area at doortodoormastery.com, I teach all this in detail. I can't go through it in one simple podcast. Okay. I go through it. This is my podcast, is to really give you the details so that you can start learning, implementing stuff. But for those who want to kickstart their actual career and stop wasting time, like me, I'm a guy who increases my frequencies, is what I call it when I do those seminars. But I increase my frequencies. If something's not working for me, I try something else. Something's not working for me, I try something else. And I don't waste and dedicate so much time into trying to figure out why something's not working for me. Instead, I drop it, or I focus on what I can do to actually make it work. When I do this, this is how I actually progress, and I'm ahead of a lot of my friends who are still in the same boat they were, 9 years ago. Whereas I'm at the level where I'm at very successful and happy and excited with all I have because I jump on opportunities quick. My members area is super inexpensive. Today, depending on when you're listening to this, but as of today, which is May 18th, 2014, the membership area is super inexpensive, and it's going to be that way for a short period of time until I complete it. Once I complete it, it's going to go up. The price is going to go up. I'm even thinking of doing a monthly charge. But for those people who get in today, who get in before it actually goes to that, it's a simple, unlimited, one-time payment. It's a simple, unlimited, one-time fee, and it's so inexpensive. You laugh when you actually find out how much it really is. Here's the promo. Hit it up.
Strategically designed with the door knocker in mind. Best door knocking tips and advice at doortodoormastery.com.
So at Door to Door Mastery, you go there, and on the side, you'll actually see my door knocking course, Learn to Sell Door to Door. And you know, I want you to join the community. Ultimately, I want you to join the community. That's my goal of this podcast. I'm transparent. I'm open about it. I don't lie. It's super inexpensive. I give you guys a ton of quality and value, and I know it'll change your life. I know with the education and the knowledge that I give you, literally one sale you learn from my master's area, one simple. It's what is it, Paul? What is your door-to-door mastery members area? Yes, this is my plug. I'm plugging it in because this is how I make my money. This is how you support the actual program. This is how I'm able to obviously pay for everything and sustain and keep this podcast, this specific business. Every business has to be separate. So this business I personally have, you guys have been funding it by entering my door-to-door members area. And what I've been doing, and I'm actually coming up with a webinar coming up soon as well to go over a bunch of stuff to help educate, because a lot of you guys are really excited. Sure, I always post on Twitter all the people who have joined my members area, and I always say thank you to those people. But the big thing is with the actual members area, I have put videos, a ton of videos in there that help you every single step from A to Z to closing more sales. It's not just another training manual like a lot of the companies give, because door-to-door sales is simple, but you got to keep it that way. Okay. You have to keep it that way, and you got to learn your steps, but then it's not hard once you know what to do and you start knowing what to look for and you start knowing the signs that, oh, Paul said this. I remember in, video number 3 or in module number 3 in that video I watched. I'm going to go over that today and rewatch that so that way I know how to handle it. And until you get comfortable with my teachings, until you get comfortable with what I'm saying and you start implementing those at the doors, because you're knocking on doors every single day and now you know what to look out for and you start getting those triggers and those signs, that's when you actually help closing more sales. And I actually have a video about, the whole spouse. They need to talk to their spouse. That's normally an excuse. What I normally say is, hey, if if your spouse came home today and, they were able to know that you got a phenomenal deal on something that, you guys were looking for anyways, do you think she would get mad at you, or do you think he would get mad at you? Well, no, absolutely not. But I'd like for her to, find out. No, absolutely. And this is not something I'm trying to pressure you or her on. And I'd actually like for the both of you to be here. When will she be home? So, I go through a bunch of stuff, and that's just the general. I can't get into every single objection in one podcast. There's so much knowledge, so much information I want to spew out to you, but I can't give it to you all at once because you'll just literally fumble the ball when you're actually at the door. Okay. Understand why you're getting rejected. We talked about that. And what does not interested really mean? What does it mean? Okay. Those are the details you really need to focus on. And the simple way of knowing, what they're not interested in, if they're like, yeah, I'm not interested, ask them and do this today. Sorry, what exactly aren't you interested in? Whatever you have to sell. Okay. Remember, if you hear that is a sign that you need to start focusing on why they're telling you not interested. And I'll break that down. I obviously have it in the members area for those of you who are still, still need for me to build a little bit more trust, and I take all the time in the world you need. Even better for me, because as the membership area gets more and more expensive and people start realizing that, my teachings are working for them, which I'm gonna get onto one of the calls, which is somebody who emailed me just to let you know what they said. Here we go.
Let's hear from this week's door knocker.
Can I help you?
Yeah, absolutely you can. So this is from Cruz. He says, hey, Paul, I have been doing door-to-door sales for about 2 months now. With the help of your videos, I have improved rapidly. First of all, Cruz, I'm freaking excited when I get up and I read emails like that, or when it's time for me to sit down, and I get about 50 emails a day now, and I start responding to all of you, as you guys know, and I play a lot of them on the air. That's why a lot of you guys kind of email me too. You say, please play this on the air. When you do that, I'll actually take it into consideration. I'll put those in ahead. That shows again your level of commitment, your level of excitement. You're pushing forward. I like that in door-to-door salespeople, because those are people who are committed to making things work. Anyway, so I'm glad my videos have been helping you out. Seriously. Now, I am now competitive with the top guys in the office and a senior rep. Cruz, I'm telling you, I don't know how to explain this to you, the feeling I get when I hear that. Just knowing somebody comes from, doing okay to just being the top salesperson. Congratulations. That makes me feel so wonderful that I was able to help contribute to that. It's amazing. So, what I want to teach you here is, now that you've been there, don't ever fall back. It's easy and simple to fall back, and it's easy and simple to set the bar, and also for you to help others grow, because when you've made it possible, other salespeople in your office will see that, and they're going to be like, dude, if he did it, so can I. So it's nothing but positivity, and it helps the office grow. Now, what you're going to need to do is to stay positive and motivated every single day. Even if you dip down one day and don't get a sale, or even 2 days or 3 days in a row, which is very hard to do. But if you didn't, trust me on this. Stay focused, because that can hurt and affect you. The reason why you wouldn't be getting sales is because it's all in your mind. I promise you, it's in the way you're presenting yourself, the way you're actually, motivating yourself on a day-to-day basis. Keep that momentum, keep that drive. Don't let yourself get down for one single day. Do the teachings that I've taught in this podcast, okay? And what I teach in the members area. Now, I am on the road trip away for work. I would appreciate any advice to take my sales to the next level. It is a different market here. People are tight with money. We went over that in this podcast, and work, and are quick to say not interested or shut down and won't listen. Please help. Well, absolutely. They're not listening to you, quite simply because, they don't know what you really have to offer, and they don't want to hear about it because, sure, things may be a little bit tight, but they just don't want to buy and purchase another thing. They don't want to make you richer and them poorer. That's all they see at first. So your ultimate goal is to build and engage with your customers. I'm going to teach you right now that, Cruz, you need to ask more questions and speak less. So here we go. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, you the homeowner here? Yeah. We were out here last week and have your paper and look very busy. We were out here last week, and I believe it was, I knocked on your door, or one of my guys, somebody from our company, and they didn't get in contact with you. Did you know John, Bradley, somebody X, whoever the person is, somebody, did they get in contact with you? Sorry, who are you with what? Interest. You got their interest. Now, instead of them telling you not interested, don't want it, they're remotely interested in what the heck is this person doing at my door? Okay. That's your ultimate goal. And again, I break it down in the members area, all this stuff, how to do it, but you need to understand that your number one goal in your opener pitch is to create interest, spark, not take them from not listening to just listening to what you have to say. What it is basically, many of your neighbors, right? Asking questions. So we have a game we play, we role play, and we have two people at the front of the room, and we do nothing but question asking. And you got to ask the questions, off the bat really quick. And somebody who doesn't ask the same question, or is takes too long to ask a question, they go down and they sit down. And the person standing at the end of the game actually wins. So for example, two people standing in the front of the office. Hey, what color are your shoes? My shoes are blue. I got a quick question for you. Are you the homeowner? Yes, I am. Okay, well, I have a question for you. Now, I said I was a homeowner. However, do you normally drive to work, I'd say about 5 to 10 miles? Or, I'm just saying, you just come up with questions. It doesn't matter what the questions are. That's besides the point right now. But I want you to start learning, and you can look in the mirror. This is one thing you could do today, and start asking questions that relate to your product and or service for your homeowners. Hi, a quick question. Do you know many of your neighbors? Yeah, who are you? I'm actually Paul. The reason why I asked that question is is because I had a lot of your neighbors actually complaining about the speed bumps here in the road. It doesn't have to relate to what you're selling. It's building curiosity in who you are and what you have to offer. Yeah, because I'm just a little concerned because, I mean, and the reason why I'm bringing this up to you is a lot of your neighbors have actually said, they wanted other neighbors, and this is what I really have gotten. They wanted other neighbors to kind of petition about the people who are speeding here and to put speed bumps in the road. Have you heard of any of that? No, I haven't. So now they're thinking you're with that, but you're with something totally different, and you're confusing them off the bat. Instead of them saying not interested, it works. It works. It works. It's crazy, but it does. So I really want to end this podcast giving you just that information, which is a ton, I know. But guess what? It's a podcast. What does that mean? You can listen to this over and over again. You got buddies who knock on doors? Tell them about it. How can it hurt? Hey, I really want you to join the members area. Now, I'm going to basically play this little promo at the end about how you can actually join the members area and what it's about. See you in the next episode.
You have been listening to the Door to Door Mastery Podcast. It is time for you to take your door knocking to the next level. Receive Paul's free video series teaching you how to master your opener pitch, understanding your features and benefits, and knowing when and how to close the sale. Be a successful door knocker. Be there now. DoorToDoorMastery.com. That's DoorToDoorMastery.com.